for relative sake of brevity, what do you guys do for the remainder of the time? When do you leave? When do you want to leave?
I want to leave the next morning. Yeah, we want to leave the next morning, so I guess after we talk with Frederick, we'll go find Blake.
All right. Blake is currently in the process of helping a few other individuals in town. Again, like, people are still bandaged, they're still wounded. Everyone is still on edge, as they know they've won this battle, and they're not sure when the next one is going to hit them. Generally speaking, it seems like some individuals are excited to go forward, to begin this relative revolution, while others are already talking about potentially moving away, fleeing that particular city in case someone does come. At any rate, you do see Blake, who is currently in the process of helping dish out some various supplies and rations to the general populace. He's currently standing on a couple of logs that have been teeter-tottered, placed on one on top of one another, as he's helping dish out some things. But he sees you and gives a friendly wave.
Does it look like he's almost done passing out his things? Or can we go help?
You can go and help. It doesn't take more than an hour or so. Okay. As you guys are working, he's talking with them every once in a while, but he looks over, what brings you this way?
We wanted to let you know that we're going to proceed with our semi-original plan, and we're going to leave tomorrow morning for Arcalla. We do have a way to get in contact with you. We have an amulet that we can
Really?
give you updates, and you also will be able to find out where we are, provided you all would be, well, I suppose I should ask the willingness of people to come and help for our cause.
I have about 50 strong. Well, as strong as we can be, at least. Some people still have families, others are a little bit reluctant.
Are there people that are going to try to stay here?
A few of them, yes. They say that this is their home and they intend to defend it as necessary. They're already manufacturing some rather nasty-looking traps.
I mean, I'm sure that could slow down a few people.
No doubt. At least the way they have them planned.
We were talking with Freddie, and he said that they would at least send 30 new soldiers if they were going to send any at all.
That's good information. I'll be sure to pass it on. Anything else? Yes, here. Hands out. Have some more.
So,
Here,
you have about 50 people that would be willing to go to Arcalla and maybe help free that city as well?
50 have so far said that they want to go. Whether or not they actually will might come to the morning of. I know some of them are a little bit on the younger side and ready for an adventure of their own. I can't say I blame them.
What about the guards? Has anybody spoken to the guards as a group?
Some of them are willing to travel. That's part of the 50.
And
They say if you're going to be making your way north eventually, they'll want to be there on the front lines to make sure their families are all right.
Good.
And for the most part, I trust them. At least the part where they want to protect their families. At any rate, I think that's a wise decision for you to go ahead and go. Not trying to chase you out or anything, but if you can get any kind of reconnaissance, that would probably be beneficial.
Yep.
And I assume you would be coming with 50.
Naturally, I'm not necessarily much for fighting, but given the right circumstances, I can plan.
Right. So that we can keep contact temporarily. Nora's going to give him her amulet. Like, I would like this back once all of this is over, so just hang on to this.
I don't have any magic. I don't know how to use that.
I don't think you need magic to use it.
It's imbued in it.
Oh?
It's a message. So,
Oh, all right.
gives it to him. You don't have to have magic to use
I don't think so.
It hangs down like right by his waist. How long the chain?
I'll
comparison.
like walk away like a dozen steps, and I'll take mine out, and I'll be like, "Can you hear me?"
Well, I can hear you perfectly well from over there, but
Well, no, I whispered into the amulet. Can you hear me?
yes,
You
yes.
can
No,
reply
do
to
I?
this message.
This is very strange.
There's the amulet.
Through the amulet. So just talk at it like this.
Go ahead.
And it's working?
Okay. Is it working?
Is it working?
Is it working? Is it... I don't know who to look at.
Is it working when he talks into it?
Yeah, it is.
It also
I think it's working.
It can also tell you where we are, so you just have to...
Just think about where I am right now, and it'll show you.
He thinks and watches as this energy coalesces around the edge, and that beams goes directly to you. Oh, that's incredibly useful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Make sure that does not fall into the wrong hands, though.
I'll guard it with my life.
I guess we'll find Frederick. Hopefully he's still
You
there.
make your way back through the streets, wandering up and down the cobblestone, until you eventually come back to the mayor's house, the town hall, where you go inside. You see that there's a changing of the guards, as it were, and two kind of spunkier young guys are also ready. You can see that the the one elderly woman is kind of briefing him. It's like, now, what you need to do is make sure that, every once in a while you crack your knuckles, you gotta roll your shoulders, you gotta look intimidating. And they're like,
I'm gonna come up behind him and just be like, or you could do this, and I'll make my hair blow and my eyes glow real quick, and just be like,
both of them just like shriek as they whip around, both of them accidentally clobbering the other with the sticks that they had in their hand. Just oh, my nose.
Or you could do this.
And she's like, that's a great one, dearie. I believe you're capable of taps them both on the shoulder.
Did they break their noses?
they actually break their nose.
One of them, there's blood just coming down his face.
I'll give him, I save 2 points of healing hands, and I'll just tap him on the nose.
You're scary.
Comes with practice.
I don't like them.
We'll go in and tell Frederick. If he's still there. Is he still there?
He's there. Currently just finished changing baby girl, Taryn. And just is in the process of rewrapping her, just re-swaddling her, and you can see that her thighs are a little bit chunky on either side as he's resting her
Those
with
chubby
her
thighs
arms.
just 12 hours ago.
I'm just not gonna get super close. Just are there like bed posts on the bed? All right.
Yeah, it's a 4-poster bed.
Nora's gonna kind of like grab one of those and just kind of lean. It's like, we're leaving tomorrow. We're gonna take you with us. We're going to Arcalla.
Take me with you.
Yes.
I mean, it was that or leave you to the people.
It probably wouldn't fare well.
The swaddle kind of goes loose in his hands, And Taryn just starts grabbing her feet and chewing on them.
Nora does that.
All right. You haven't. Never mind.
We haven't seen him. We looked, but we found Taryn? Is it Taryn? It's Taryn. Shit. I wanted to call it, it's Taryn. We found Taryn instead. But we only looked a couple places.
Right. Begins the process of reswaddling, removes the feet from the baby's mouth, and continues to swaddle.
Wait, what's the mayor doing? Is he...
What is he doing?
I just want to know. I feel so...
He's currently sitting by the window, just staring out the window.
Yeah, no, I pity him too.
Nora's going to...
Oh,
against the wall that's kind of adjacent to how he's staring out the window. Just gonna arms folded, like, do you have anywhere you can go?
No. No.
oh my god.
Just staring out the window.
Who are the portraits of?
My sister. And my niece and nephew. Last I heard from them, they were on their way, traveling south across the lands. I had managed to save up enough money so that she could go on a different city, start a new life after the death of her husband. I was informed a few months later that their caravan was attacked.
Would it be better to start new? Get away from this town and just start somewhere else?
I know what it is that the people want, and I can't say that I blame them. He just gets up and goes around to the closet and just starts rummaging around. Did you hear? Little sniffs.
I'm gonna leave. I can't. I'm gonna leave him to his crying.
Right as you look, he pulls out from underneath of the little cufflink box. He pulls out a fuller family portrait
Does he?
and just holds it out.
Nora takes it. With like the
Bro, he can tell you're like...
Take it.
That's BL, my sister, and that's Elia, my niece, and little Quinn, my nephew. Someone should remember them.
No! What is happening? What is happening? Is he like trying to be all like self-sacrificey?
No, he's just sad. He's just sad.
We just said somebody should remember him.
You can make an insight check if you want.
I want to make an insight check. 18.
Nora's
18.
trying too hard to pay attention.
He's a hard one. He's a hard one to read. At this particular point, there's based on this particular individual, he doesn't seem like the self-sacrificey type. But based on the relative circumstances like with the being tormented by the little lady with the cane, and the two boys, like cracking their knuckles and stuff like this. He knows that he's hated in the town. There's no disguising. There's no disguising it.
We're taking him. We're taking him.
Oh my god.
We're just gonna send him the other way. We'll send him the other way to the town that's 5 days away. He can go there and just get into life. We'll give him some
On
money.
what horse?
He can just walk.
He's not gonna make it!
It's good for him.
There were wolves and centaurs everywhere! And there's probably definitely giant crocodiles!
We're not
We're not in the swamps! There will be one, just because! Are the two boys, I'm like back at the sitting desk just kind of watching this. Are the two boys like seriously like cracking their knuckles and stuff?
One of them is currently in the process of trying to figure out if his nose is actually broken. As he's like wiggling it back and forth, it's like, no, I think it's broken. I think it's actually broken.
I fixed it. Cut it out.
And then the other one is trying to crack his knuckles. He's like digging his fists in, but that's doing nothing.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, what are you two doing? Stop it! Cut that out!
No, I think it's broken.
I fixed it.
No.
Cut it out or you're gonna break it again and then you're gonna bleed out.
No, this is the other one. You fixed the other one, but the other one who got whacked in the face. They both accidentally whacked each other in the face. The other one who you didn't bother with.
Oh, I didn't know he broke his nose too. I'll be like, well, why didn't you just say something? And I'll go up and tap him really hard on the nose and use my last healing point.
You tap him and nothing happens.
You were fine! Quit fucking with your nose!
Did you fix it? Look, it still wiggles.
So does mine!
Oh, they're supposed to do that.
You just wasted my...
Not realizing that.
You two can't be intimidating if you don't even know how a nose works. Cut it out! Stand up straight. Backs against the doorway. Good Lord. Hopeless.
Nora's gonna check on Wyatt. Because she hasn't seen him all day.
Jacob, actually, whenever he sees you, Talavin, getting ready to go down, he says something quickly to Wyatt, and then he starts heading out, as does Zoom.
Oh dear.
Wyatt is pulling on one of the comforters and is just shuffling his way to the door. He still looks a little bit tired, but he definitely seems a little less worse for wear than before. The dark shadows under his eyes from before, which were all nearly blackened, are now just barely shadows. He's got a little bit of bedhead going on. Half of his hair is ruffled from where he was just laying on and just nestling in to the covers.
I'll peek my head and just be like, are you getting better, buddy? You look better.
Jacob does a quick U-turn, comes in and claps him on the shoulder. He's like, he's doing great. Slept all day, did absolutely nothing, and I need to make sure he drinks some more water. He's like, I don't need any more fluids, thank you. That's how he woke me up. You can see the reason why both sides of his head aren't bedhead is because one side is slightly wet. Jacob shrugs because they only need to get him up.
I mean, on one hand, he needs his sleep, but on the other hand,
he needs to eat. He needs to eat. He's been sleeping all day. He missed breakfast. He missed lunch.
I was agreeing with both of
I gave
you.
him.
I was agreeing with both of you. Okay, calm down. You could have always just given a breath.
Pulls the massive comforter over top of his head as he.
I just
pulled teeth on the side of my head and ruined the pillow. It's not even my pillow. Not that I care.
Oh, I was just gonna check to make sure he was
alive.
okay. Just be like, I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks. Feel better. How are you?
Fine.
Conflicted. I don't know. This is where friends say, "Do you want to talk about it?" Right?
Usually, but I'm not used to having friends. So I don't really know.
Well, the one says he's my friend, so I guess I only have the one.
Fair enough. I think we're friends. Do we count as friends? I think so.
Sure.
Let's count on that.
Let's be friends. I'm going. As he keeps shuffling, he's like, "I'm going to go find some actual water, not what he dumped on me earlier." Turns around. He still has the comforter right over top. You want to come get some water?
Okay.
Let's get water.
Some water.
Shuffles down the stairs. Eventually, he pulls the thing off of his head, ruffles the sides of his hair so that the moisture is more equally distributed. Now it's just kind of flopping all over his head. Okay. Where do we find water here? Not upstairs.
I don't actually know. I think there's a well somewhere around here.
Wells are good. Let's go find a well. He goes outside with the comforter on. You don't care.
That's fine.
Oh my.
As you see, Talavin and a lot of the others are currently in the process of making dinner. He sees that a couple people are going by with buckets of water for the evening. He's like, "Nah, we're gonna follow where they went. Let's go stealthy."
What is this? Who is this kid?
He's a friend now.
I don't know who this is.
There's gonna
You probably just feel Talavin's eyes like.
Nora's just walking normally beside him, like, okay.
Oh no, he's actually trying to be stealthy. And even with this massive comforter on, hang on. Even with this massive comforter on, he's able to bend and fold some of the elements of it, just kind of beat the inside of it, so that it kind of blends in with the rock on the ground.
And then Nora's just walking behind him like...
Yeah.
Like where he is?
You're having a hard time even tracking where he is, as he's rounding corners and waiting, then rolling across different ways.
It's like basically a natural 20 every time.
He gets up and, are you actually laughing?
Like, not as heartily as Mackenzie was, but yes.
You just see his head peek up. And go back down.
Well, if I can't find you, I'll meet you at the well.
He stands up. Oh, that's no good. He was like right beside you. All of a sudden, just like, okay, let's go.
So cute! He's literally Nora!
You'll eventually make it to the well and grab a couple of extra buckets of water. He picks up a couple of the water buckets with the comforter on, just begins shuffling back, and he said, I didn't mean to scare you if I scared you before. Coming up behind like that usually would get someone stabbed, and if it were me, I probably would have stabbed first and asked questions later, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
That's okay. I was very surprised.
I was too.
What did you do while we were being held captive? Dear captive healers.
I made my way around. Found a couple people here and there. Actually, was one of the workers for an afternoon. Managed to find some different clothes. Went in, started provoking whispers of stuff and things. Just create chaos, as Jacob would say. Apparently, that's what I do. Snuck out. I saw you guys going from place to place, tried to get your attention. You probably didn't see me though, so it's moot.
How do you be so stealthy? How can you be so stealthy? I don't understand. I was just looking at you and you just disappeared. I don't understand.
It's a trick I learned. I could teach it to you, maybe. I don't know. If you're interested.
Yeah, get that stealth up, bro.
Okay. Not very stealthy though.
Nah. I'll have to teach you a couple tricks that I learned. Probably would come in handy. And I wanted to also. At this point, he stops walking with the buckets of water, and he actually turns them to you. He's got the comforter kind of half under his arms, half over his arms. He's been walking.
He's holding it with the armpits.
Yeah, holding it with his armpits. And as he turns, and he's like, I wanted to say thanks for not asking.
I don't know.
I'm sure Jacob said something after that first day, and I didn't talk about it.
That's alright.
So thanks.
You're welcome. What you're talking about? He says mocking.
Ha ha ha. Bree picks up the barrels and continues walking. Not the barrels, the buckets. Got barrels. You make it back and end up having a wonderful dinner all together. Once again, this kind of family potluck style of some people manage to make something out of some of the grain. Some people are just, everyone's contributing. You'll spend the rest of the evening making relative small talk, and eventually, how much later do you guys stay out here? Do you guys talk late into the night, or do you all turn in after you all finish eating? What do you do?
I'd want to keep talking for a while.
Yeah, talk for a little bit.
And then go to bed.
And then bedtime. Are they gonna keep watch on Frederick and the mayor, or
Who?
are the
Jacob and Wyatt?
the people?
Yeah, it seems like they're all taking turns.
Okay, then I will leave that to them and get a full night rest as I stay up and I finish my sketch, and then I just.
As you guys walk, it's not too far back to the town hall. You go back inside and begin walking your way up the steps. I assume you guys are staying in the original room where you guys were before.
Yeah.
What's the marching order?
Oh, great. I was gonna go first because I was gonna go check on Frederick and the mayor.
I imagine Nora's closer to the back.
This is not good.
Okay, so wait, Talavin, so you're gonna go.
I was gonna drop my stuff off and then just go peek my head in, make sure they're still there, and then come back.
Okay, since you're the first one, make a perception check.
Oh no. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Tainted 20.
Tainted 20?
I see a naked sprite. I'm gonna freak out.
Just jump to that.
I don't know. I just do.
You're very.
I don't know. I just do. Is he proposing to me? That would be great. Oh yeah, that's true.
You approach the door, and as your hand goes to reach around the knob, it's pulled to. But as you go to reach and grab it, you do hear slight giggling and laughing. It's quiet.
I just kind of turn around with my back to the door. Maybe we should just
As Wyatt's like, I'm going back to bed. As he's pushing his way up the stairs. What's that look on your face?
I think we should go back downstairs for a little while. I think we should just have a sleep out down. We should sleep over downstairs. Yeah, I think that would be great.
I wish for your. Why would you do that?
I'm gonna go check on Frederick. Actually, y'all go ahead.
So you actually see Talavin come like peek his head from around the door frame. See? It's just his head in front of his torso.
Does he have clothes on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna still go to Fred. I'm just be like.
Jacob's like, what is
I got nervous.
Jacob goes into the room. Wyatt also follows by, and Talo goes back over to the windowsill, where you can see that there are like the whole area is just kind of set up really nice, and Jin is currently sitting there. She's just beaming.
Oh, we did.
As he flies back over and lands by the windowsill, you can see that there's that very faint sliver of the crescent moon, just hovering in that very small windowsill.
Oh, alright, it's an itty bitty windowsill, just cute. Nora's just gonna go to bed.
And Jin's like, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Her hand, bro. Her hand. She's like, look at my hand.
Oh.
Look at my hand!
Talal lands, and he's like, what are you doing? He kind of pulls at her hair just a little bit. She's like, I get to brag about everything now. He's like, no, we're not talking about everything. He goes to like try and like lay her back down. She's like, no, not yet. How are you? And she like drapes herself now over the edge, the very edge. How are you? How are you doing?
Fine. Is that something? Did you do something different with your hand?
I should have said hair.
I said hand. It looks different from.
Talavin, you've gone and just peeked in on Frederick and Taryn and the mayor, who are all currently. The mayor's just staring up at the ceiling at this point, but Frederick is asleep over by the window where he was before, with Taryn under his arm.
Yeah, I just do like a he. Okay, and then I go back.
You make it back just in time for Jin to be just swinging her arm as she's draped on the ledge.
I see.
Make a perception check.
I see.
As you first.
Natural 18.
As you first walk into the room, you do see that she's just kind of, Talavin! Hello, how are you doing?
Is that Jin I see?
I can't believe you noticed! Oh! At this point, she actually rolls over, catching Talal off guard. And in the process of her rolling, actually knocks him onto his back, and she's just staring down at him. And just gives him just the biggest kiss. She rolls her hair off to the side. Just pulls away and like, you're unbelievable. At which point, I know. She flies up, she's like, look! Oh my. And so you can see that iridescent glow of her wings is just bursting with light. You can almost see that the light is radiating from her chest and her, and just the rosiness of her cheeks.
Talavin's absolutely glowing. She's like, yes! My favorite couple! It's so beautiful.
You all are so perfect together.
I love love.
I thought so too. That's why I picked him just for me.
It's so perfect!
He flies over and he's like, everybody probably needs to get a little bit of sleep now. So he begins trying to gather her up. And she says, no, I want to talk about all the wonderful things.
I want to know the details. I want to know exactly how he does.
And she's like, no, you must. And he's like, we're going to bed. You can talk to them in the morning. He's like, you're exhausted. And she's like, I will be. see him break. You rarely see Tello break, but you see his ears, this pointed ears, become very scarlet. Cheeks also grow scarlet. He's like, I will wait over there. Flies back to the ledge.
We can actually hear?
Yes. I'm gonna go sit on our bed and be like, yes, come, tell.
Flies over. Like, well, I'm not going to tell you what exactly happened before, but oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
He just sprung it on me.
You had no idea?
All of a sudden, he just grasped my hand and just slid the ring onto my finger.
So romantic.
Of course, I didn't really have any complaints with my hands being up above my head and everything. Don't tell him I told you that part. But
Oh boy.
I didn't hardly even notice until he held up my own hand. He gave the most wonderful speech.
I can only imagine.
He said after all of the craziness that's been going on, he was waiting for the perfect time, but then he said our lives are too short for such things. You're not going to hear anything because I've taken relative precautions, but I'm going to make sweet love to him now. And drive him absolutely insane, just like he did to me. I'll talk with you both in the morning. Maybe I'll be in a more sharing. She flies up. You can see now, all of a sudden, as she stands there, you don't see Tello from this current point of view, but you can see there's just this faint light from the crescent moon that's being shown through the window, and at that point you can just see her hand trace behind her, and this little gossamer curtain forms and attaches itself all across the window, and all you can see now is her silhouette.
As everybody's going to bed, I'm gonna finish my sketch, and I'll tear the page out, but leave it in the notebook for now. I'm gonna check the letter from Nessie. Anything else?
No, except I hope you're not traumatized by whatever it is that you guys got yourselves into.
I write back, I was traumatized before I met you, but it's fine. LOL. JK.
What's LOL and JK? Are those abbreviations I should be familiar with? And it's trauma is what helps us become stronger. Perhaps don't view it as that. Perhaps instead of trauma, view it as a past experience of learning and opportunity.
I'll try that way out.
It will take me a few days. Unfortunately, though transportation here is a little bit finicky, most likely I will have to meet you either on the road up from Arcalla to Violand or in Violand itself. If things are going the way that I anticipate they're going, we're going to have a rough time. Not to scare you, but be ready.
I'm always down for a fight. If necessary.
She just writes back, good.
Yes. I mean, I put it back.
So you write a yas.
Like
misspelled the word yas.
Even writing in deep makes the lines thicker.
Just thicker and more like. Looks like
It just kind of looked blocky. Kind of like old gothic style. Kind of has that vibe to it.
Yes. But yeah, Talavin will just finish her sketch and kind of just lay awake for a little bit, staring at the ceiling, and scratch her puppy a little bit since Sophia keeps forgetting to take care of her puppy, but Talavin doesn't. Sophia is so
Nora, do you stay up or do you go directly to sleep?
No, she wouldn't really. No.
Talavin, make a perception check.
Oh no.
That's actually really good. 25.
25.
25. Is it plus 7? No, it's plus 6. Perception plus 6. No, it's plus 7. 25. I'm sorry. I cannot math today, nor can I read my tiny ass letters on this document. My eyes are like this.
Oh, my
Is it
dramaturgy.
18 plus 7 is 25, yes? 25.
I'm 25. As you're lying there trying to toss and turn, there's a moment where, as you're rolling over, you swear it's the bed creaking. But the bed's not above you and to the right.
I'm glad I went straight to sleep.
I look over my right shoulder. What is it?
You just see two glowing lights. One of them iridescent opal lavender colored, and the other one a dark green.
Okay. Oh, I mean, above me and to the right. I wasn't.
The window!
Oh, the window! Well, I thought you meant like literally above my bed to the right. I was like, what? What's there? And then you said two glowing orbs. I was like, ah! Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna mark that down in my brain because I'm gonna sketch it later, just because it's cute. I'm gonna paint it. It's gonna be so cute. It's just gonna be
Don't
two
you
glowing.
dare.
No.
Don't you dare. I was watching you.
Don't mind me. I'm so thirsty. You wake up early the next morning. Dreams do not come to you, and that's disheartening. But you knew they would be gone for a while. You pack up your things, gather everything together. Fenaria is actually up as well. Whenever she begins hearing everyone stir, she steps out and has a quick stretch. Her butterfly-like wings just arc behind her. Good morning.
Good morning.
Quite sudden, both of you.
Yeah, we definitely spent too much time together.
Her wings, they naturally make this different swooshing sound as she takes lifts off of the ground and lands on the nearby bedside table. I don't actually know what the intent is for the day or for your staying here, but I don't think I thanked you properly for everything that you've done and let me stay here, recuperate, and be comparatively unbothered.
Well, we were very happy to help you out in your time of need. It's been a pleasure, but I get the sense that... Are you going to leave us?
If you'd like me to travel and stay with you, I'm more than happy to. Although I see the devastation in the lands here, and I feel my heart cry out to it. I feel like I can't leave. Not with the land and the state that it's in.
Yes, they did do a number on it. Hopefully they will not continue this business.
I think
As do I.
sort of forced to at some point. I know the people kind of felt pretty bad about it when we were talking to them.
So you're going to stay and help restore the land?
I think so. There was a particularly friendly oak that could potentially make a home. The root wads are good and strong, and it's nestled in the area that I was working with.
Do you have a way to get back to your home if you need? Or want to call upon your friends?
I do. Once I set everything up in where I'm going to be staying, I can better make contact with them.
Do you need anything else before you leave us?
this is more of a token than anything. She actually pulls out this. It's a woven piece of vine, but there are different elements, almost like a flower crown. It's comparatively small, but as she takes it, she sets it on the ground, takes several steps back, and as she raises her arms, it blooms and grows into this little disc of flowers. It's like, if you ever need me, this should serve as something to either remember me by or summon me back. You have my gratitude. Well, I suppose I should be heading off, but best of travels, safe travels to you. And thank you again.
Yes, hopefully we will cross paths.
She gets ready to go and fly up, but she sees the gossamer curd and she's like, best of fortune to them as well.
Yes.
And tell them I left them something in the bag. She flies over to the window, which has been opened. It seems that probably Jin and Talal were the ones who opened one of the windows originally. And she flies off into the morning light. Wyatt is actually partially draped over the edge of the bed. He's got the comforter wrapped completely around him, except for his arm, which is just draped and hitting the ground. Jacob is sprawled out, as is Zoom. And slowly they're getting up.
I'm just gonna pack my stuff and then play with my puppy a little bit.
Want to do this? Wake them up. I'm gonna put the other two puppies on them. On the beds with them. Be like, get up. Better be careful.
Zoom's up, immediately toddles over, just lays down with him, nestled underneath of his arm.
Doesn't help.
Your puppy, however, immediately begins grabbing at Jacob's pants and starts pulling away at him.
I'm gonna say in direwolf, like, get him.
I'm praying. I'm doing so good. I am trying to so ferocious. I must get them built.
It's so cute!
This little growling sounds. The other puppy is it Onyx? I can't remember which one.
Onyx.
It's Onyx, Igneous, and Kilo. Kilo is yours, right?
Kilo is
Nora?
Zooms, because that's only female.
Yeah.
Because Kilo, you hear. Oh, she's tired.
What's mine saying? What's mine saying?
What are you currently doing with him? What are you currently doing with Onyx?
I mean, I was giving him belly rubs and then maybe playing a little bit of tug of war. Oh no.
As he snaps at the rag that you're trying to get him to play tug of war. I'm getting it. I got it. You're not ever gonna win for me.
Yes!
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Do I see Nora speaking in direwolf and freaking out over her puppy speaking?
What you hear from her is making this like growling dog sounds.
What are you doing? Are you speaking direwolf? Are they speaking?
Make a strength saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
A wisdom saving throw?
Oh, what?
Strength.
Oh.
9. It's a reroll.
7?
7. As you're distracted and you're like, what are you doing? You hear Nora, I got it, as the puppy as Onyx throws himself backwards, slams onto his back, but the rope from your hand, the piece of cloth from your hand does come free. As he throws himself, he tumbles, actually somersaults backwards, as he begins sprinting around the room. I got it! I got it! Yeah! I'm the king!
You're like, good job, you got it.
He comes over and crouches next to you. He's like, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm gonna engage. Oh wait.
Never get me.
Oh, next to me or her? Damn.
Both of you.
I'm gonna say I'll like go to grab it again when if he comes close.
Make a dexterity check.
Puppies are hard to catch.
10.
10. Just barely your hands graze over his fur, and you manage to grab one of his legs and kind of give him a little tug trip. As he looks back, he's like, not for the king, and goes to charge at you and just leaps into your arms.
Oh, and I'll fall back and like hold him and like fall back and be like, oh no,
He
you got me.
starts slapping you in the face with the rag.
Oh, it's so cute.
He's trying to wrestle free. He's not doing it intentionally. He's trying to get loose, but the rag just he's smacking your face.
I just kind of like ruffle him a little bit, and then I'll put him down and grab the rope again and play tug of war.
I'm gonna get.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
You hear it? It's so loud.
I'm just gonna sit here all day and just listen to these puppies speak.
No.
The other one's like, no, with the belt. I must get the feet.
Oh no, he's gonna bite his toes.
It starts licking Jacob's feet, starts pulling at the covers and like nipping at his feet.
Oh.
I was putting here. I'm up. As he falls out of the bed at the sharp needle-like teeth of the pup, getting through the comforter. And you hear six.
You better be careful going after Wyatt.
I don't know, maybe.
At which point, the Agnes does turn and is like, now for the sleeping one. Starts stalking up, which the bed, I mean, it's not a twin bed, it's kind of a full-size bed, so there wasn't a whole lot of room to stalk anyway. But he gets up close, and he jumps up and he grabs a hold of, like, right where Wyatt's arm is underneath of the comforter. This is a thick comforter, and he grabs a hold and starts pulling and tugging. You just see the sleepy arm in this almost elegant, sweeping, lightning-fast motion, reaches around, grabs the puppy by the waist, pulls him up and over, and is back under the blankets. And you hear, not now. From a sleepy Wyatt.
Oh.
You see, under the covers is, you're not gonna contain me.
Alright, Nora's gonna knock on the door of Frederick to make sure he's ready to go.
You peer inside, and he's currently rocking, just kind of, just bouncing. He's just bouncing, and Taryn. She's kind of making this, and she leans forward. He repositions her. His eyes catch yours. And goes back to bouncing her. He's still, his side is still kind of bruised in that area that you saw before that was oddly positioned. But he seems to be holding his own as you see the other guy, Colin. He went back to looking out the window.
Oh, how can I save one and I'll do it? Okay. Nora's just gonna go to him. Like, you might be able to make things right.
I'm sure I'll have enough time to make amends. I'm sure the good people of this city deserve something better to lead them. My only regret is that I was too much of a coward to stand up for what I believed in.
And what do you believe in?
There's a system that works, and if everybody contributes to that system, then everyone should be happy. But if that system isn't working, then it obviously needs to be broken. I didn't break it. He's still staring out the window.
We're taking you with us.
Get your shit together, hurry up.
Yes. But you,
Don't pack that much.
You just see the tears are just starting to stream down his
Well,
face.
before you get too excited, I gotta drag you out of town. So
yeah, we have to make a show of it. You are going to be publicly humiliated, but we're going to get you out of here, okay?
Thank you. Immediately, he goes like almost forward for a hug, instantly rethinks it, and goes over and grabs up the piece of paper. He goes over and grabs up the locket. He searches through the box for a second, shoves it off to the side, and takes a small box of ash and a couple of other small knickknacks, and wraps them up and ties them up in what looks like just this heavy coat.
do you want to put on some more travel-worthy clothes?
Of course. Goes immediately over, throws the stuff carelessly on the bed, begins rummaging through, finds this different shirt, different pants. He immediately just starts like stripping there. This sudden energy that he has.
You leave in about half an hour. We're going to have to tie you up, just so you know.
That's right.
Alright, so we're going to go.
We gotta.
Wyatt, at which point, they've all been kind of like loading stuff out, but Wyatt rounds the corner. He's no longer wearing the comforter. He actually has his hair tied back in a very familiar looking tie. Keeping his hair up, which is getting a little bit longer now that you noticed. He has on once again his
still through the mind blink. I think I recognize that hair tie. How adorable.
Jacob comes around, swings another pack over his shoulder, zoom, begins walking down the stairs. He smiles, gives a wave.
Taking the mayor. And Nora just goes into the room to get her stuff.
You all grab up the rest of your things. You see Talavin and Jin are currently in the process of getting dressed behind the gossamer curtain. It looks like she's helping him button up something, and it looks like he's helping her tie something on the front. And behind that gossamer silhouette, you see him like reach forward, grab her chin, and give her a kiss on the forehead. She just leans. As they place the things in their bag and have their own packs, they fly down. Jen immediately stretches. It is a wonderful and glorious day, isn't it? Her hair's in these two long braids off to the side. This fiery red hair.
I'm sure it was a great day, but I'm sure it's gonna be a good day, but I'm sure it was a great night.
Oh, you don't even imagine. And he's flying nearby. He's like a foot behind her. As he's like, Jen. And she's like, I don't lie. It's part of my code. I don't lie. He flies down. And she's like, he's amazing.
stops, like, rage packing, just like, and then.
I'm just saying, he's very good. Just act all humble about it, but really.
I'm done packing, so I'll throw my pack over and hoist my puppy up, and I'll walk in there and be like, "You don't need help carrying anything?"
The bear's officially dressed and everything. He's like, no, I'm ready for binding, ready for a beating.
Alright.
Then I'll just, Frederick, need, what do you need?
Taryn, make sure she's okay. Well, make your way down the stairs, and with a nice hearty yank, you with Kiwi and another horse that Blake indicated would be good as a pack horse for all of you, begin heading up along the eastern entrance of the city. As you're trotting along, Frederick and the mayor are both having a hard time keeping up as your all's horses are keeping a jaunty pace, ready to take on the next adventure. And a couple of times he almost stumbles. Kinecardine begins fading off into your all's periphery. And as you look off onto the left-hand side, you swear that you see more trees growing as you all are tracking along. Over the next couple days of travel, is there anything in particular that you all wanted to do?
Be stealthy with Wyatt.
During your all's breaks, go ahead and make an intelligence check and a stealth check with advantage.
9 for intelligence. And stealth with advantage?
Oh my god.
I got a 1 and an 18 for stealth.
118. Okay. Wyatt, even with holding Taryn a couple of times, as everything seems to be passed around from time to time, out of slight revenge, every once in a while you make Frederick and the mayor walk. But you also don't want your horses to have to carry the burden. So every once in a while you walk with them, but during your all's relative breaks, you, Nora, spend some time with Wyatt. Primarily next to the stumps, he shows you how to get low, how to use your perception essentially to find areas, quick blind spots. He points out the blind spots first and foremost, saying you need to make sure that you stay within this area or this area. And from there, finding a way to blend into the shadows, using your overall perception and the way that the light is hitting objects to naturally find those shadows, however small they may be.
I watch a little bit and I remember my time with Pip.
And Pix. Yeah.
Pix, damn it. Pix! I was like, I don't Pix.
Yeah. Pix. One of your traveling companions who is also a rogue. Go ahead and make another intelligence check. The first day, not as much as you want sticks, as something about Wyatt trying to teach is a little, it's not off-putting, but it's surprising because he's actually pretty good at it.
Sorry. Alright, so
Go ahead and make another intelligence check as you all, later in the evening, whenever you all are getting ready to make camp, make another intelligence check followed by a stealth check with advantage.
Okay. That's 17 intelligence.
Okay.
Is that clocked? Doesn't matter.
No.
I got a 23 stealth.
23 stealth. The morning, afternoon wasn't so good because the suns were high and there weren't a lot of shadows, but as you rode, as you walked, continued throughout the rest of the day, looking out of your periphery, you are noticing more shadows. You are noticing those little crevices. You're noticing places that you could duck and tumble and hide. And in the evening, when everyone else is beginning to pick up twigs and sticks, primarily Frederick and the mayor are set to this particular task for firewood for the evening. You and Wyatt both, at the same time, tumble into the shadows as he's like, he just makes very subtle gestures, begins some kind of doing a couple of quick signs, something very similar to Zoom. But these are ones that you've seen him do with Jacob before, some kind of relatively quick communication for where he's going to be going. And for the most part, Talavin, you actually end up losing you end up losing Wyatt and Nora a couple of times as you're helping keep watch.
Good job. I'm so proud.
I'm invisible, you can't see.
Okay. I want to work with my puppy that night. Just like, kind of like starting to like train. Like, I guess, I mean, if I only really knew how to train horses, but like, it kind of mulls over a little bit. So I just start like trying to like do a little bit of training.
Make an animal handling check. This is less for you being able to work with the animal and more of what he can retain. You're basically rolling an intelligence check for your pup.
22.
Smart.
22. He is actually managing to retain a lot more than you anticipated. The natural body language that you're able to convey is very similar. You realize, obviously, he's not a horse. He doesn't look like a horse. He's a wolf. But something about the overall demeanor, the body positions, you slip right back into it. It's so natural, and you miss it. You can't believe how much you've missed it. And as you're working with him, you see a familiar-looking face, walking over. You see Zoom. Because as he's watching you, his pup is currently trying to eat his fingers as he's walking by. She's doing the little hops and just trying to nip at his fingers. She's missing. She's not quite tall enough to reach his fingers, but she's definitely working those back muscles, and probably within a week she'll be able to leap up and maybe grab his whole hand. You'll have to teach him some of those behavioral things that you're teaching your pup. But at this particular point, he just gives you a smile, and he points at your pup.
I'll connect with him because I can't do the hand signals. I don't understand not one of them. I can't do it.
The same familiar shiver goes down.
It's the last.
And his eyes just make contact with yours. And he smiles. Says, Talavin, I don't think we need that anymore. He's looking incredibly bashful as he's kind of looking down. His arm is even like tapping at his side. You can see that he's just radiating this nervousness, but also this jittery excitement.
I'm just gonna stand up and give him like a. I'm gonna give him a
hug. You're gonna hug him.
I'll give him
Do it.
Fuck it. I'll give him a hug.
What kind do you go like up over top? Do you try and do the side to side? What do you do?
Yeah, no, I'll just wrap my arm, big bear hug, just like arms pinned to the side, big bear hug. Probably can't reach all the way to the back, and I'll just kind of like lift him up for a second.
What's your strength?
Can I make a strength saving throw? It says
strength check. Make a strength check. You have a good strength, but he's still heavy. I mean, he's not massive, but he's
19 or roll a 16 plus 3, 19. I get him off the ground just for a second.
You get him off the ground just for a second, and you hear him as his arms go up underneath, as he manages to kind of wiggle his arms up underneath, and they wrap around your waist from underneath, and then just pulls his arms up to kind of like right by your arms, not in a creepy way, but just kind of up until your arms are just up right by his neck, and his are just beneath. You see, like he's grinning from ear to ear, but he presses his face kind of into the small of your neck.
Those eyes.
His first word was Talavin. His
Ah!
first word in years was Talavin. Just marry him already. We're so good together.
Stop! No!
He just holds you tight. They're in his arms, and there's just something about him that even though he grew up in the swamps, there's just something about him that just has this slightly deep forest smell.
Oh no. She's pulling out the smell on me. What is she doing?
It's very powerful.
The smell of the
Madison.
crocodile leather, that fateful day that
No!
that you fought that crocodile, where you almost lost him. That memory just comes flooding back of him trying to communicate. You being that singular link between him and being able to talk with everyone else, and now giving him back his voice. He's shaking with excitement and happiness.
I eventually just kind of like release awkwardly, and I'm just like, I'm so happy for you. As I break it, we don't need it anymore. Fuck that. I don't need to use it again. Just kidding.
He releases, but he keeps his hands right there by your waist, and you can see that there are actually tears kind of in his eyes of not knowing what to say. Of years being completely silent, and now that he has this ability, being unable to conjure the words to speak.
I don't know what to say either. Do you want to train with us?
I do. Yeah.
Well, let's train. Okay.
His hand kind of grabs at yours as you get ready to turn. It tugs. Just slightly.
What am I doing? Oh no!
Thank you. My lady.
Oh no! Stop! Madison!
He bends down and gives you it's cheesy, but he gives you a playful kiss, smiling behind his little tusks. Gives you a kiss on the hand.
I'll like pull my hand away and ruffle his hair and be like, I'm no lady and you better remember it.
Sorry.
Now, training.
And the rest of the evening you spend training. And it isn't until later in the evening when everyone's once again gathered around the campfire. Jacob, in the meantime, has been watching Frederick and the mayor, helping gather wood, watching them, keeping eyes on him, and actually having the kid, Taryn, strapped to his back.
Oh, that's hot. Nora's not the one that's got the baby daddy issues. Talavin is. Oh no.
And it isn't until later that campsite, whenever you guys are roasting various elements of your food, that Nora, you hear Zoom say, I don't know if I ever thanked you properly for stepping in that first day. I know I probably thanked Talavin, but I never was able to thank you. both look and they're like, wow. they're both shocked.
Nora's gonna hug him. Nora's gonna hug him. Just, you're welcome. Just.
He actually tumbles back as he wraps his arms and he's like, I don't even know what to say, but I'm so happy.
You can say anything you want.
So happy.
Sorry, Nora just like turns. She's like, no, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. He'll holds up the ring, just kind of gives a shrug, like, I guess it works.
Wow.
That ring is great, right, bro? Chop my arm. No, I'm just kidding. I want to watch it. I want to watch it regrow.
He goes over to the bag and taps and he's like, hello. I know you're probably busy, but I wanted to say hi. At which point you see part of the bag fly open. Tal just leaps out of the bag and he's like, it did work. It worked for both of us. I'm so happy that both of them. It's an interesting bro moment that two of the broken men that you have found are once again whole.
It's everything we ever wanted. Now we have 2 more broken ones we need to fix.
We can just end the campaign right here.
Right here, we're done. New campaign. We're done. It was nice knowing you.
Our only goal was to get his voice back.
I mean, yeah. In the beginning.
Wow.
I'll take first.
The evening goes uneventful. The next day is oddly spent, even though the Frederick and the mayor are both there in your presence. Somehow, that element is faded, and all of you together spend the morning, the afternoon, and part of the evening conversing and talking. You get elements of joking and laughing, and to hear this chorus of laughter among all of you. It's a nice memory.
That night, as she's taking her first watch, she will sketch that. She'll even include the mayor and Frederick
Way in the background.
in the background.
And you're holding the baby.
And I'm holding the baby. And there's this like everybody just
These
looks like
items of
laughing and
Zoom's sweet tusked smile as his hair is being ruffled. You actually drew Wyatt with this very faint hint of a smile on his face. Even got the arms crossed as he's smiling. This very faint, quirky smile. Jakob rolling on the ground laughing because where else would he be? You all take various watches, and the next night is uneventful. And it isn't until the next morning, well into the afternoon, that things, from your perspective, begin to take that turn. That element of dreaded turn. And it makes you appreciate the days before. The surprises, the shocks, and the awes, and the laughter. Because goodness knows, but the smell carried on the breeze.
oh dear.
You're in for the next challenge of your life. And that's what we'll end for tonight. Thanks for watching.